We're on the very edge of the Great Dividing Range, 250 kilometres west of Sydney. Over there is Bathurst, and down there's a little town called Trunky Creek. This whole area is famous for gold mining, but apparently it's pretty good for riches of another sort, for people more inclined to look upwards, because this is one of the best spots in the country for stargazing.
Perfect. We're 980 metres above sea level. No pollution. It's just such a black sky.
Steve Williams manages the Grove Creek Observatory, one of the largest privately owned observatories in the Southern Hemisphere, and one of very few to give public tours of the galaxies.
The telescope is like a time machine looking back into the past. I'm showing galaxies here that are 900 million light years away. The further we look, the further back in time we go. I think it basically makes people feel very insignificant.
Steve Williams leads something of a double life. During the week, he runs a computer consultancy in inner city Sydney.
A lot of astronomers do have personal computers, the serious astronomers. These days, instead of going out there with sticks and sighting scopes and things like that, like they used to do in the old days, I can now make calculations of which star is at what point via computer.
Shining in the sky, keep me shining on you. Lord, be on you.
3 out of 4 weekends for the last 2 years, Steve Williams has left behind the curious sights and sounds of the inner city for the 4-hour drive west to phenomena even more colourful.
The observatory was completed in 1985, and it was built for the observation of Halley's Comet, although a little bit of a fizzer. After all the Halley hype, as it were, went away, I was asked to manage the observatory. What's unique about the Grove Creek Observatory is people actually get to look through the telescopes. Most professional observatories you go to, you don't get to see the objects for yourself. You get to see the telescope, usually behind a piece of 2-inch glass, because they don't really let people near them. But at Grove Creek, you're actually allowed to look through it all.
The nearest town to the observatory is Trunky Creek, a piece of quiet living history. By contrast, the observatory is built like a municipal convenience. But exterior aesthetics count for little here. It's what's seen through the place that dazzles.
We've done a lot of work on observing the sun, the different solar flares, if you like, coming out of the sun. Managed to record some pretty amazing solar phenomena through the observatory here. We actually saw an explosion of a star. There was a star that went supernova. Super means large, nova means new. So it was like a new star, but it really was a death of one. It was a very large star that exploded. We spin once a day, and when we go around the sun...
Research is only part of the story. Every Saturday night, Steve dons a white coat and, for $10 a head, explains a few of the mysteries of the universe.
Now, this is one of the pictures taken here from the Grove Creek Observatory. This is the globular cluster 47 Tucani. Now, 47 Tucani means the 47th brightest object in the constellation Vatucan. This is Eta Carina. Eta Carina can only be seen in the south. This is the one you will see tonight. It's a very famous nebula of the south. Eta Carina, I believe that a lot of people sort of walk around with eyes on the ground and really never even stop to think the complexities that are really above us. We have here an open cluster of stars. They're called the Pleiades. Now, these are brand new stars, but a little bit more developed than the last ones you saw. You can see these gases spinning around. There's a little bit more left there. They're eventually going to condense into stars. So they're very young stars, just teenage ones. And this is the beautiful Orion Nebula. It's just absolutely infinite what we can see out there. Fabulous. Did you have the two bands going across it? A lot of people find peace with the heavens. It gives people a feeling of warmth and belonging, is what they've told me. And then just all the worries of Earth just sort of melt away when you're staring out there as such.
It might all uplift the soul, but the $10 fee just covers expenses. So very earthly concerns have forced Steve Williams to give up Grove Creek. And Grove Creek is unlikely to survive without him.
I believe that it won't be holding public tours, as I'll be leaving at the end of June. I'll be starting a new position as manager of the John Tibbetts Observatory at Windsor.
Would you be sad to see it wind up?
Very.
So if you want to be part of one of the last guided tours of the universe, you'd best get to Grove Creek before June. And if there's enough public interest, perhaps someone else will take up the challenge of giving the public a peek into deep space.